everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, folk witch, metaphysical practitioner, tarot and oracle enthusiast, and herbalist. And I'm here to talk to you today about basil. Basil is kind of an overlooked herb as far as folk witchery is concerned. I looked through a lot of my favorite folk witches books, and they just kind of skip over it, and I was like, well, that's too bad. So I had to look in other books and pour through some internet stories and kind of just sift through. I hope you guys realize that I do a lot of research for these magical plant series, so bear with me if it takes me a while to get these episodes out. It's just because they're kind of like doing like little short book reports, and I do enjoy doing these because I'm nerdy like that. But there's a lot of crap on the internet. So it does take me a while to pour through that crap to get to the good stuff. So hopefully I've done a good job on this today, because my favorite authors, although I love them so very much, they kind of let me down this week. So I had to consult other authors. So I hope I don't let you guys down this week. So let's talk about basil. So the Latin name is Ocimum basilicum. Again, I didn't take Latin, but I did the best I could. The folk names are albahaca, American dittany, our herb, as in O-U-R, our herb, St. Joseph's wort, sweet basil, and witch's herb. So yeah, there's a lot of folklore surrounding pre-Christian and after Christian folklore. I have found a lot of the pre-Christian, but I couldn't find a lot of Christian folklore, so I really can't tell you why it's called St. Joseph's herb. Like I said, it was hard work today. But first, a word from my sponsor. Here we go. This video is sponsored by Yeti Scrubs. Make dry skin an urban legend. Their premium salt scrub combines the finest Pacific sea salt, Himalayan, and Dead Sea salt to gently and luxuriously remove dead skin cells, leaving your skin renewed and radiant. Their blend of natural oils provide lasting moisture that I can feel for days. They even carry a lip scrub, lotion, bath bombs, laundry detergent, bath soaks, and even more. So here's the deal. Go to yetiscrubs.com, enter the code veiledwitch, VEILEDWITCH, and get free shipping on all your orders. Go now. Some say the name is derived from the Greek basilikos, which means herb worthy of a king. But this translation is a bit boring and doesn't involve any H.P. Lovecraft nightmare fuel. So I happened upon the root of the name basil in a more interesting context. So the other Greek mythology says basil is derived from and named after the terrifying basilisk. I I don't know. It's a half lizard, half dragon creature with a fatal piercing stare. Let's see that right here. So this is indeed from the Harry Potter series. Yes, very, very scary. But I also happened upon these guys. Yeah, these two reminded me more of like half rooster, half serpent kind of thing, and were not scared. Can you imagine coming upon this and like being scared out of your mind? I think I would laugh to death, to be honest. So the basil plant was considered to be a magical cure against the look, breath, or even the bite of the basilisk. Maybe I said it right that time. I think I might. Oh my gosh. I think I got it. Okay. Now, I'm trying, you all. I even tried to look up how to pronounce it, and Google wouldn't help me at all. So I was like, all right. I had a friend over yesterday trying to help me pronounce it. I had my wife trying to help me pronounce it. And I was just like, I'm trying. So, yeah, I'm not scared of that rooster serpent thing. But that other one from Harry Potter looks like, yeah, I would be terrified. So moving on from that atrocity, basil is a plant that carried divided opinions in its folklore. This is where the hard part came in for me. I was like, all right, half of the internet said it's the devil's plant. The other half said it was a plant of love and devotion. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to talk about both sides. So across most of Europe, people see basil as a plant that protects the home and its occupants. And Fez Inkwright writes, the souls of good people are even supposed to smell like basil. I absolutely love that. If people smell like basil, I love the smell of basil. So if people are good people, they're supposed to smell like basil. So I love that. And during Tudor times, a common parting gift to guests would be a small pot of basil to ensure safe travel and good fortune. Basil has often been associated with love and death, both sides, right? And has been referred to as the plant of love washed with tears. So that kind of combines the two. To the Romans, it was considered a sacred plant to Venus, the love goddess, and to only be harvested following precise rituals in her honor. Now, in Italy, and I'll show another picture right here, when a woman is ready to receive suitors, this is famous artwork, and I loved this picture, so I had to grab it. Then she will display a pot of basil on her windowsill. So, like, I'm ready to date, come and get me. And in Romania, the giving of a basil plant is akin to a proposal. Here's some basil, marry me. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, here's a ring, or here's basil. Like, it was the same thing. In France, basil is known to belong to the devil himself. And if you wish for it to grow properly, then you must curse the ground as you plant it. So that would go several centuries in, and people would actually like yell and scream at the ground as they planted it. And neighbors would be like, what are you doing? And people like, don't, mind your business, it has nothing to do with you, go back to your house, I'm not yelling at you. And they would just like yell and scream and say cuss words at the ground as they planted their basil. Can you imagine? Like, what did the earth do to you? Like, but they did it, and they believed that the basil would only grow that way. Who knew, right? All right. So here's a picture of my basil that I grow. So the reason why it was not included in my first series of my outdoor permanent plants is because basil needs to be planted fresh every year. So this is what it looks like this year. It's a little behind. Last year at this time, it was huge and it had huge flowers and I couldn't keep up with it. And when I harvested, it took me like 2 hours to wash it and hang it to dry, and then another 2 hours to de-stem it and store it. So dare I say I'm a little glad that it's a little slower this year. A little bit, just a little bit. So the scent of fresh basil was rumored to cause sympathy between two people. And because of this, it could be used to soothe tempers between lovers. That's kind of sweet. In Eastern Europe, it was once thought that a young man would love any woman from whose hand he accepted a sprig of basil. So like, if a woman said, here you go, he would be like, I'm going to marry you. Okay. Basil was also known to be used in love divinations. I love this. So you would place 2 fresh basil leaves upon a live coal, and if they stayed where you put them and burned quickly to ash, the relationship would be harmonious. And if there were some crackling, the relationship would be quarrelsome. Now, if the leaves would fly apart with fierce crackling, the relationship was doomed to fail. Can you imagine putting all your stock into how basil burned on a coal? Let's get real. Like, come on. But people would do that. They would be, you know, hey, the basil flew apart. We can't get married and have kids. We just can't do it. Can you imagine putting all your stock into that? I can't. Basil was also, this is hilarious. This is my favorite part of the lore. This is hilarious, you guys. Basil was once used to ensure one's mate remained true. They would sprinkle basil powder, over their lover's body thoroughly while they were asleep. So they would just sprinkle the powder all over their sleeping bodies, okay? Especially over the heart. And fidelity would bless their relationship. If I woke up to basil all over my body, I would be like, what the hell did you do to me and why? And clean this shit up. Why? Yeah, that was a thing. They really did that back in the day. Now, finally, last bit of lore. I could go on forever, but I had to just really stop because I knew I was going to just talk your ear off about the lore. So, insert pic here. Witches were said to drink half a cup of basil juice before flying off into the air on their broomsticks. Basil juice. And I think that's where they get witch's herb and our herb, because it's our herb to drink before we flew off on our broomsticks. Now, basil wasn't known to help astral flight or spirit flight or astral travel. So I wonder how that was even a thing. Why would we drink basil juice? I think there are people making up way too much things about us. And yeah, ridiculous. All right, on to the medicinal uses. Now, basil is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antioxidant. It makes an excellent skin cleanser because it removes dirt and impurities from the pores. This makes me want to make a mask from it and see what it does. I think I just might. And it has been known for decades to treat headaches, coughs, digestive issues, like even including intestinal worms, stomach spasms, loss of appetite, and intestinal gas. They've been using it for so long for this purpose. It can help treat kidney disorders, anxiety, depression, and even helps focus the mind. So magical properties. The element is fire. The planet is Mars. The gender is masculine. And the day of the week it is most potent is Tuesday. So basil brings wealth to those who carry it on their person. So that means you can make it into a spray. Spoiler alert, I've already done that, and I'm going to show you it in my personal uses. But you can also use it to attract customers by placing it in a cash register, or you can hang it in the storefront window or the door, like a little sprig. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I've seen that in witchy shops. Yeah, look for it. It could be there. Basil is used also as a protective floor sweep or floor wash against evil and negativity. Because it's also used as an exorcism incense and added to purification baths. Excellent. Speaking of, I have good fortune incense going right behind me just to tie it all in. Basil can be given as a gift to bring good luck to a new home. So bringing a basil plant to like a housewarming party is a wonderful gift. Known to aid in luck, money, banishing spells, cursing enemies, and removing evil spirits from the home. So intention is everything, is what I have learned through doing all of this research for you guys. Intention matters, right? You can curse or you can bless, right? Intention is everything. Now on to personal uses. So a picture right here, I did a money bowl and I made money rice. Money rice is a simple little recipe. You take a bowl and of course you cleanse it, and you add rice, you add green food coloring, you add salt, basil, cinnamon, and chamomile, and a little bit of patchouli oil or your oil of choice. You can even use basil essential oil if you want that extra punch. And you stir it all up, and that is money rice. Now I've added bay leaves with intentions. I added my business card. That's always good. Add money. That's always good. Coins, crystals. You can add whatever you want, whatever means prosperity to you, to your money bowl. The important thing in a money bowl is to keep adding and taking away. You want that flow, right? You want to add something and take something away so money keeps exchanging hands. That's the important thing. You get that exchange. And you want it to face the west for water, because water comes and flows You want that ebb and flow. So that's a little money bowl spell for you guys. I also do a Make Me Rich veiling spray that has vetiver, basil, cinnamon, and ginger essential oil with perfumer's alcohol, sea salt, blessed water, and quartz crystal in it. I love the way this smells. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you get a chance, go on my website and buy the Make Me Rich spray. It is amazing. And I'll tell you a little secret. We were having a slow day at market, and I grabbed my tester of this and I just sprayed it clockwise around the tent. We immediately got busy and made like a lot of money that day. So I'm just saying, tried and true. And then we have prosperity incense. You know, I got to smell everything that I show you guys just to like, this has all the money herbs. It has Irish moss, bay leaf, basil, sweet mint, marjoram, cinnamon, ginger, oregano, parsley, angelica, dragon's blood resin, sugar, and then cinnamon, ginger, pine, and sweet marjoram oil. I went a little crazy with this. I wanted all the money herbs in that. And then this is my newest blend for incense. This is Success. And the reason I made this is I wanted an incense that I could always burn for like insurance. And what I mean by insurance is that no matter what working I'm doing, this is my booster to make sure that I succeed in my working. So it has yarrow, marigold, basil, oak bark, cinnamon, frankincense, sugar with dragon's blood oil and bergamot essential oils. Oh my God, yes, this is my favorite. I burn this every time I do a spell of any kind. It is magical insurance. So this is Success. I'll have a link to all three of these items down below. Yeah, highly recommend. Definitely the Make Me Rich veiling spray, the Prosperity incense, and the Success incense. So, and I'll also put a link to the money rice video that I watched, so you guys can make that too. So that is basil. This is my fresh basil that I dried. This is from last year and it's still bright green, which I love. That means to me, it's still very, very potent and it smells like pesto. I love it. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. Please let me know how you guys use basil at home. Please give this video a like. Please share and subscribe. If you want to see more, pass it along. If you think other people would like this content. If you got a laugh about the basilisk, that creature, please share it with somebody who would get a kick out of it too. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can buy me a coffee down below. That information is down there. All of my socials are down in the description box. And my website is down below where you can book a reading, you can book a service, you can book a workshop with me. You can also shop my herbal store. Just remember to, at checkout, put in the code, all caps veiled, to get free shipping. Other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.